he's getting it now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. Today, we're continuing to work on our 73 K10 project. As you see here, all we have right now is just a cab that we're working on. For those of y'all who haven't seen the previous videos, go back, check them out, and that'll catch you up where we are right now. What we're doing now is some rust repair, and this includes floor pans and inner rock. So let me bring you in closer and show you what I got going on and what I've accomplished so far. Well, I did figure out a way to hang this cab. See the 6x6 up there? Yeah, man, that holds it up there just fine. It's not going nowhere. And this is, it'll go a shade higher. But this way I can back the frame under it, and I can set the cab down on the frame. So kill two birds with one stone, and it's at a nice height to work on. Well, as you can see on this side, I have cut out the bad floor pan pieces, as you can see. Yeah. And I have the new pieces ready. That gray is weldable primer. So every place I'm going to be welding, I got that weldable primer because I got to clean that black off of there. But that's all ready to go. And I have to make, I'll show y'all when I put it together, I had to make some piece here and this corner piece here, which I have both of them up there. And I had to make a front piece because all of this here was gone, was just rusted. So I had to remake this piece right here, which that'll be fine. It'll work out really well. But let's dig into this thing. And I think it's time now, if my weldable primer is dry enough, that we start setting panels in and start tacking stuff in place. Well, we're definitely making some progress. We've got the inner rocker in there. It's being held by some screws right now. We're welding it on the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. But the main pan's welded in. Yeah, guys, I do rosette welds and some stitch welds. I know, a little overkill, but I'd rather too much than not enough weld. But we've got that piece. Now this piece is what's going to be the pain. We'll get to that last. But right now what I'm doing is using my new spot welder. And it's doing a good job. Problem is that thing weighs 9,750 tons. And if you was to tote it around all day, it would just kill you. I mean, unless you're like, you know, Superman or the Hulk or what have you. But really, I think it actually weighs 35 pounds. So what I did, I just grabbed my little stand here for now and put it up on there. And it's working out just fine, see? Get it up here in position where I need it to be. Bam! Spot weld. Yeah, it's working out perfect. So I'm going to keep running down here and doing this. Y'all keep an eye out for a video. I am going to make an adjustable holder, rolling holder for this thing, because I think it really needs to be. But for now, the car will work fine, so let me get all of these down through here. Then we'll go inside and do some regular welding with the MIG. Alright, passenger side is done. There's our main floor pan. A new piece of metal that we had to make here. That's all done, taken care of, and ground down. A new piece we had to put here, done. A little corner piece. And guys, when you're making pieces like this, to start with, you don't have to get them perfect. Get it close. If you come in here like I did this one, didn't quite fit around here. So what I did, I run me a bead here, little bead here, and then about halfway across here. Then took my hammer and tapped all of this into place and then welded it up. And that's plenty fine. This was even low Had to get underneath there and push that up to make it neat. Same way with the seatbelt holder piece. What I did, I just cut it to fit, guesstimated this angle. As you see, I sliced it right there. I had that bend in it, so I just welded it here, across the bottom, across the top, took the hammer, tap, 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 got that molded on in there, and welded up. So yeah, I mean, that turned out good. I got, of course, you can see the inner rocker there. Yep, all of that turned out really well. Everything is welded. The piece that we made turned out good. All of that welded up just fine. All of that's done. Cab mount done and welded in. About all I like on this side is a little cleanup. And then grab some of the seam sealer, run it around all the seams. I'll do it underneath and on top. Just be a little bit better safe than sorry. But now, as you can see, I've already started cutting over there. And you see the daylight through the cut marks. So tomorrow, we'll tackle that side. Now that was a job, getting that stuff cut out, and I'm still not finished. We've got to get this piece out. Somebody put this piece in there, it's not supposed to be there. But you can see how rusted out this is here. So what we're going to do is take and cut this here, and cut it here, and just make us a new piece to go in here. We don't want to use it old rusted out stuff. But I mean, this thing had extra metal in it, as you can tell, plenty of extra metal. There's that big old bar that was in there, had a piece of channel iron in it as well. I mean, it wouldn't have went nowhere. Hey, I've done worse back in the day, I can tell you that, but at least it was held. Alright, now I'm going to take, probably take Sawzall, whack this section out. That's the first thing we're going to do. We need to get rid of this and make us one. But we got to make sure we get this hole correct so that our body mount will line up. So let me give me some measurements and whatnot and get that cut out of the way, and we'll get one of them made first. Alright, I believe I've got everything ready. I have all the parts prepped, holes punched. I have the weldable primer on everything needs to be. I got that front piece right there made. I'll come back here a little bit and flip it and put weldable primer on the other side. Everything on the body is cut and cleaned up, as well as ground down, sanded. And I use the Eastwood rust inhibitor on a lot of this stuff, like down in here and things. Yeah, of course my primer's on there. Get all of it down on the inside down in here. That's all ready to go. I'll do that after I get all the floor pan welded in. But cool, now we just got to let all this stuff dry, and then we'll come out after lunch, start setting our panels in, and get to welding. Well now, seems we have a floor pan welded in. Cool little front piece that we made there. Yeah, man. Looking good. All of that's welded in there. Well, we still got to get this piece pushed up in place and get it welded. I'm going to do that next. And you see we got a gap right in there. But all of this up here, guys, we got to go plumb up here. See how rotted that is. Over, down into here. And come over and cut out this corner because we got rot all in there. But we'll get to that here in a minute. But let me go ahead and push this other piece up and get it welded, and then we'll tackle this. Well, we got her done. We are through floorboarding. It is in there. Got all that taken care of. Hey, remember that crack right there welded up. Outstanding. And everything's been welded under there. As y'all can see. Yep, that will work. So now what we're going to do, take the air nozzle and close my eyes and blow all this crap out of here. And then I'm going to take my drum sander, and that's about the quickest way to do it, and just run over all of this real quick, get it cleaned and scuffed up. And then, I was looking, I thought there was another crack. I don't know when I get cleaned up. I don't think it is, but if it is, we'll weld that up. But we'll go ahead and get up in here, get all this cleaned up. And the deal I'm trying to get at is get it ready to put some epoxy sealer down. But before that, we got to get it clean, of course, and we got to do our seam sealer. But yeah, I'll show you that when I get to that point. But for right now, let's just get her cleaned up. Well, all that stuff scuffed up and cleaned off, including underneath. Yeah, now that was a pain. Yeah, that really was a pain. And the next pain is we have to get us some soap and water and scrub the crap out of it, especially underneath, because we want our epoxy sealer to dry and stick really well. So, yep. Going to be some of that business going on too. But let me see here before we get to that point. I got the steering column out of the way. That's something that needed to be done. I need to grab this harness here and pull it up and get it out of the way. Need to run some filler on that and get it sanded out. Yeah, so we're not quite ready yet to be spraying anything, but we can go ahead and get everything cleaned up and get our seam sealer done. That we could do. So let me get this thing washed up pretty quick, and we'll get some seam sealer on, and then we'll get some filler in these spots that we need to get filler in. Alright, she's dried up good enough for us to do our seam sealer. So what I've got here was my seam sealer. Here's the brand I use. Yeah, I wish I had some black, but it's some white. But use whatever brand you like, what works for you. And what I like to do, of course, have you some gloves on. Grab me an old broken paint stick. I'm going to use that to smooth it out with. I'm going to show you on this strip right down through here how I do it. And now again, like I always say, guys, this is how I do it. This is not how everybody does it. Everybody may have a different way of doing it. As long as you get the seam sealed, then it really doesn't matter how you do it. The sealer will come out of the end of here. It will be helpful. Yeah, no, usually they got a seal in there. Usually pumping it like that, you can break that seal. See if I got something to run down in there and do that. I have this drive screwer here. Yeah, that got it done. There didn't get no pressure on it. Boy, I must have had a lot of pressure on it, didn't I? Wow. Alright, normally I just come down through here, you see, I just run a bead. Alright. I need a screw for the end of that. Let me find one right quick. Alright, let me take this screw and just run her down in there so it don't dry up. Now, basically, it's a little stick. And then just push her down in there. I mean, it's not rocket science or anything, people. Just seam sealer. There's just a wet under there, that's the problem. I'll take the air hose to it here in a minute. I think this area right here is right. Well, basically, that's how I do it. Like I say, everybody does stuff different. You do it a different way, then you keep doing it the way you're doing it, if that works for you. But yeah, and that's got that seam, except for that spot right there. Well, I'm going to grab the air hose, go around these seams, make sure there's no water in there. There was a shade of water in here. And then every seam in here, I'm going to do just like I just showed you. Got that seam sealer done. I know it looks a little messy, but hey, it's the inside, it's getting covered in carpet, and we're trying to cut down on some time and expense with this vehicle. When I get on the Cougar, since it's a full floor pan, I can show you a nicer seam, the way that I run that seam sealer. But the thing about it is, guys, just get it in there, where it will seal everything up and make for a airtight, waterproof situation. Now, I done got my filler here and here. I done that earlier this morning. Oh, that looks like crap. Got, of course, everything underneath has been sealed. And like I say, we'll wash this again before we put our epoxy sealer on it, which will be underneath as well. And underneath we're going to do the rubberized undercoating. So once all that's done, it's going to look really nice. And over here, I broke out my little bad DA, and I've got these sanded down to 150. 150? Yeah, 150. So here a little bit. Yeah, so you got little bitty spots. It's going to have to mix up just a little bit, like that little spot right there. Yeah, just mix up a little bit of that icing and hit them to get them 100% smooth out. Now I'm fixing to go ahead and tackle all this one, then I'll get over there and sand that side. But that's where we're at, and where we're at is, it's coming out great. Alright, got all the work done on this, and I got it washed yesterday, so I let it sit here and dry overnight. So we should be ready to put some of our epoxy sealer on. Like I say, we're going to do the inside of the floor, inside of the firewall. Probably run over anything that you see that I've got in gray primer. I'll go ahead and put a coat of the epoxy on there. I am going to run across this back here. You want to see what that ends up looking like. with that shiny epoxy on there, and it'd just be easy to do right here. Of course, you got to get underneath it. That's going to be the fun part. And we'll get this over here as well as the firewall. And what we're going to have to do, guys, is paint everything underneath and probably some of the back. Then we're going to have to let this down, and I've got a stand right here that we'll put here so we can get this strap out of the way so we can get that all sealed properly. But we will get it done. So right now I'm headed into the paint booth to mix up, and then we'll get to shooting. Go. Now the firewall in this back, I have 3 coats on it, and some of the side here. I wanted to get all of that gray primer sealed up. But yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. I had to fool with the pressure on the gun a lot. It is a cheap gun. But now this back, we really didn't care how it turned out. We just wanted something halfway shiny on it so that we could look across it and just see how it looks. Because we know we got a bad spot right here, but it may be insignificant. The customer said he may not even worry about that. The biggest thing was, of course, getting the floor pans so that here, probably after lunch, I'll get in here and undercoat them underneath, and if I get enough undercoat, I'll probably do them on the inside. I'll at least get the firewall, inner firewall on the inside. But now, as far as the firewall out here that we have to paint, I mean, it turned out pretty good. This epoxy sealer, I mean, it's a good product and it does what it's supposed to do, and it's also a rust killer. So rust preventer as well. My issue with it, it doesn't lay down slick. I know that y'all can see how it's not a real smooth lay down. I mean, for a firewall, yeah, no problem whatsoever. But for the rest of the vehicle, no. No, no, no. So what we'll probably have to do with that is just probably take our regular, we have some regular sealer, and we have some just base coat black. I'll choose one of them. I'd rather use a sealer. So I think I'll use the regular sealer when we finally get this on the frame and we're able to roll it in the booth and put that last coat of sealer on before paint. But I think I'll use that stuff. It should lay down a lot flatter. I'll do a little playing around in the paint booth on just some scrap panels that I have and see which one's going to do the best, because we want this thing to look nice. But as far as the firewall goes, nothing wrong with that. Like I say, it's a firewall. Once everything's bolted to it, it's down in there. You really won't see a whole lot of it anyway. But we do need to get some color on it and some clear. My goal, say undercoating after lunch, and then coming here tomorrow morning and paint this firewall. But we'll see how that goes. Y'all know how plans are. You can make them, but who knows if they're going to go that way. Alright, got the undercoating done. You see the difference. It looks got a brown tint to it. Now when it dries, it'll be more of a flat black look. But I do like the contrast. That's a fact. Yeah, but we got all of that. Got it all underneath. So I believe that's going to turn out really, really nice. Yeah, that undercoating really adds a nice little kick to it. And also went in here and got the inside of the firewall all the way over. So yeah, that's protected as well. And that looks a lot better. So yeah, progress, man. Alright guys, ready to paint this firewall. I've got the paint shaken up. This is Candy Pearl Brandy Wine. Yeah man, it should be super, super pretty. It mixes 1:1 according to the destruction sheet. See what this looks like. Oh man. Y'all see that? Yeah, a whole lot of pretty going on there, ain't it? Oh, well, let's got our cup here. We want to get our 1:1 going on. I know this is the only way I got to do it, so don't nobody go to screaming at me. The less messy way that I found so far. Okay, it's right at the line. Get you every time on it. Alright, and I'm using a medium reducer. Alright, splattered that all over the place. That is, yes sir, that's 1:1. Reason I haven't put tops on yet, I'm going to go ahead and just mix 2 of them while I'm here. I know, stir, 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 stir. Now the destruction sheet says 3 to 4 coats for good coverage. Tell you what, as translucent as this stuff looks and as thin as it is, I'm guessing we may have to do more coats than that, y'all. But good thing about it, we'll be gauging by our firewall paint. Did I get that there? Yeah, we'll be gauging by our firewall paint how many coats it takes for good coverage. And then we'll know what to do for the rest of the vehicle when we get to that point of painting. So this is a good thing that we're doing right now. We'll get a second one mixed up so that we're ready when we're ready. I know, right? Messy, messy. Yeah, boy, that stuff's thin. When we shoot this stuff, guys, we're going to have to move on. Ain't no waiting around. I mean, it's going to be... It's going to be get with it time, you know what I'm saying? Going to have to move the gun fast. Watch out for build up and watch out for runs. This is some thin stuff. Alright, top's on good. Okay. We're using our Black Widow that we have. Yeah, I'm in high hopes of getting a much nicer spray gun. I know that this gun is decent for the money, don't get me wrong. But I know they're a lot better out there. And it's just my opinion. If I get a better spray gun that's laying it down flatter and smoother, that'll be less cut and buff that I gotta do. But alright, we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and head out to the truck and shoot some of this base and just see how many coats it's going to take. That is 2 coats. I think this paint has got a better coverage than what I thought. Here, I'm throwing some light on her. Man, that is awesome. That's pretty paint. Yeah, we got really good coverage just with 2 coats. Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah. I'm doing a piece over here. I wanted something that I could take outside once I got cleared and everything on. Man, that has got a crap load of sparkle in it. Awesome, awesome. Well, cool. I am going to, of course, let this set for 10 to 15 minutes, and I think 3 coats we're going to call it. Alright, I just sprayed that 3rd coat. Check our test panel here. Yeah, 3 coats, great coverage. Yeah, it's still wet, so we can see it's shiny right now. That's why I went in and grabbed the camera. But I'm not seeing anything that I don't like. Yeah, man, that looks awesome. Sorry, I had to stop and catch the phone. But yeah, guys, 3 coats. Yeah, I don't have my flashlight anymore. I think 3 coats is going to do it. I see good coverage. I don't see no bad spots. Yeah, I just got this light right here. Yeah, that looks fine, especially for a firewall. It's fantastic. That right there, you get right up on it. That'd look fine for an overall paint. Yeah, looks nice, looks nice. Alright guys, well what we're going to do, I'm fixing to go in and take my break, which is a perfect time, because that'll let this stuff sit here and dry in order to get some clear on it, which I'm going to run in the paint booth, clean my paint gun first, then I'll take my break. But let's let this stuff sit up and do its thing, and then we'll break out some clear and see what it really looks like. Alright guys, we are ready for clear. You see how the shine has went away. It's more of a flat looking color. Yeah, I mean 3 coats, fantastic coverage. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be a 4 to 6 coat thing, but very happy with that. Alright, let's head into the paint booth and mix us up some clear. Oh, and for anybody wondering, when I shot that base, it's exactly 74 degrees in here. I'm using a medium reducer, and I was shooting at 27 psi pressure. And yes, I do have some ventilation going on. What I have is this little fan here, and I have that door partially open. That's good enough just to carry some of the fumes out and a little bit of the overspray without just being too much. But yeah, now on our clear, it's still 74 degrees in here exactly, and we'll be shooting at the same 27 psi using the same gun with the 1.3 tip that we use for the base. So let's go in here and mix up and get to it. Alright, let's grab us some gloves. And what we're using here, I'll hold the can up there in just a second, is the same company, Auto Paint HQ. Really like buying from them. They don't break the bank, but it's good products. So, I've got these on. This is a 2-to-1 mix. It's a super wet Euro clear coat. Yep, I like using the Euro. Like I say, 2-to-1. It's right here on our cup. Get the ring out of there so we can splatter stuff all over the place. One thing about it, these are easier. Yeah, the pressure would have to get up. These are easier to pour. 2-to-1. See, I'll bring that up to those 6 here. Those of y'all that don't know how this works, see, 2-to-1. In the paint, it was 1-to-1. Brought it up to the 4, and then that 4. Now, we'll take our hardener and bring it up to the 6. Right on the money. And actually, I think this right here be plenty. I do not think we have to mix up 2 of them for this operation. But just give her a good stir, guys. I think the rule of thumb is a minute you're supposed to stir it or something like that. So, I'll get this all stirred up and get the gun ready. We'll head out, put some clear on this awesome looking paint. Firewall, in my opinion, turned out great. Like I say, not totally happy with the sealer, the way it lays down. And for a firewall, that's fine. And this paint and clear combo is just fantastic. I am really digging it. Looking forward to when I can get everything painted. I think this truck is going to look awesome. So guys, I think we're going to wrap it up right here. Main goal for this video was to get some more work done on the cap and get the floorboards done and get this firewall painted. Pretty much get it ready to go on the frame, which I already have. So y'all be looking out for the next video. We got some things to do to the frame to get it ready, and then we can just roll it out at the third bay, back it right up into here. I think this will lift high enough. We're waiting on cab mounts right now. Cab mounts will be here pretty soon, and we can finally get the cab set back on the frame, which will be a milestone in this project to be sure. No doubt about that. Well, everyone, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed doing it. If you would, throw us down some comments. Hit us up on Patreon and on the super thanks. Much appreciated. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, we appreciate it much. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.